Hi, welcome to another video on my channel. Today I wanted to show you my library and kind of get to know what I read and what I spend my time doing. I will preface this by saying my library is the majority of romance, independent and traditionally published romance, but as I mentioned in my first video, I also read thrillers, psychological thrillers, horror, fiction. I try to read other genres as well, but mostly what I read is romance, so I wanted to share that with you guys, and I wanted to show you my library. So here's a view of my library as you come up my stairs. My full library. I really love this place. I really, enjoy spending time here. I will preface this by saying that we will have frequent visitors. My pets tend to follow me around. Here's my senior dog. Here's my Mabel, and then I also have another cat. So just to kind of go over my library, that is something that my kids gave me. I am a Nana. I absolutely loved it. And then here I have some anthologies and some dual written books. And then The Outsiders. This was one of my top favorite stay with me books when I read when I was younger. Absolutely loved it. And then Stephen King is top-notch author for me. My favorite series ever is the Gunslinger series by him, the Dark Tower series. But this and It are right up there with me. And then Where the Wild Things Are. This is my favorite children's books for me. I have different ones with my kids, but that was one of my favorite children's books, as well as my husband gave this to me for one of my anniversaries. It kind of tells the story of us, and I love it. And then here you have some loterias. This is a more traditional loteria, and this is a cocoa-based one that I absolutely love. And then up here starts my library. So here we start with Maya Alden. This is an author that I found recently that I absolutely love. I've been diving into her books for a long time now. And then these are Navisa Allen's trilogy. I had to put them out with the words because I absolutely love them. And then Jewel E. Ann, I absolutely love her stories. If This Is Love is one of my top favorites from her. I also love The Homemaker. And then I have this special edition of Before Us, as well as the original books. And then here I have some knickknacks. I am a huge Disney person. Cinderella is my favorite Disney princess, but Sleeping Beauty is a top second. And then we continue down here. So Arson by Mia Asher was written a long time ago. One of my top cheating romances, emotional, angsty, absolutely loved it. True Love Story by Willow Astor does not get talked about a lot, but this one also a cheating romance. It was absolutely amazing and devastating, and I absolutely loved it. I got a chance to meet her twice. She signed this for me a couple years ago, and then last year at Wild and Windy West, I got to meet her again, and I bought these two special editions. And then another top favorite author of mine is Jana Estein. I think I have all but one of her books that I need to add to my library. This was her original books that she wrote, and then some other books as well. The Rest of the Story by Tel Bauer, absolutely amazing. Romance, my first book by him, top notch. The year that I read that was one of the top books that I read. And then this is from Bath and Body Works. I need to find somewhere to put it in my library, but it's absolutely gorgeous. And then my husband and I absolutely love this. And then we move over to Mandy Beck, another OG author. I absolutely love her. Love anything that she writes. The New Guy by Serena Bowen, but the new one that came out right now, My Kind of Guy, was so good. Highly recommended. I love this book nook from Lego. And then Sarah Kate, another amazing author. I absolutely love her. And I know this one is very mixed feelings for a lot of people, but Carrie Cole's Torn, absolutely amazing. Very forbidden. And then some other knickknacks down there. And then Project Hail Mary was my top read of 2024. I pre-ordered the special edition, and then I have the Lego for the Project Hail Mary, the actual ship that I'm going to put here. I'm so excited for that. And then I love this. So this is an anxiety bookshelf. I can drop these down and then reset them myself. It's very calming, very relaxing. Absolutely amazing. I love having this here. Then a little sweet, a little spicy. A small full copy of The Great Gatsby. Some decorations. I love this little reading nook. And then I did the books from, oh my God, I need to remember what they're called. I'll have to add a picture, but I got this so I can share them. And then this is where I put my bookmarks. Then some other additional knickknacks and some more books as well. I like my men fictional, who doesn't? Then I got this Twilight special edition because it was gorgeous. And then I got this special edition of The Sunrise and the Reaping. This was absolutely amazing. I think right now my top read of 2026 so far. And then here I have some decorations. I love this. I have my bookshop. I only have my shelf to blame. The journey of a lifetime starts with a new book. And then my husband built this puzzle for me that my son got me for Christmas. And then I have, I don't know if you'll be able to see that, Pretty Girls Reads book. And then over here is my larger section. And if you can see right here, Catherine Cowles. I am a Catherine Cowles girly, absolutely love her. If she writes it, I will read it. This is the first series that I read from her. Absolutely amazing. So that's a special edition of Fractured Sky that I had to get in that series, which is absolutely amazing. That is my top favorite. And then this is her Lost and Found series. And again, here is all of the series. And then Whispers of You, a special edition, and Echoes of You special edition with artwork. I absolutely loved it. And then she did a special box that she did for the Lost and Found series. And so I have them here, and they're absolutely gorgeous. If you can see the edges, they're all like that. And then she recently did this one, I have to remember, Tattered and Torn series. The same thing, absolutely amazing. This was her standalone, All the Missing Pieces. It was, she published it last January. All the Stars, absolutely amazing. Highly recommended. And then we have more of her books up here. I was lucky enough to get one of these special arcs that she does. And then Secret Haven, absolutely loved it. And then the new book, the new series she started this year, Across the Vanishing Sky, with brothers who have a serial killer as a father. Absolutely amazing. I am a huge fan of Wicked, as you can tell. So I did a lot of collectibles from the movies as well as some additional items. There you have Elphaba, Emerald City, Scarecrow Fierro. This was from Duncan. I absolutely had to have that. And then some more. Again, absolutely loved it. And then again from Duncan. And then I got the little editions of them. Absolutely love it. And then a couple weeks ago, we went to go see The Wizard of Oz as a Spear. And I had to buy that one. I didn't catch it, but just happy to add that. Another Lego piece. And then also from the Spear, The Wizard of Oz, Emerald City. Absolutely beautiful. I absolutely love special editions. As you can see, I have a lot of them. This is a series that Gianna Darling is doing. I think the last book of this comes out in May. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely love it. I cannot wait to finish that series. And then down here, we have Amy Dawes. I absolutely loved Wait With Me. I had the original publication of this. I do know that she has a new one that kind of fits these. So I have to add that to my collection. And then over here, you have to love them so much. And then I have the first 3 books of the Planet of the Ice Planet Barbarians, because I read a few of them, but I only collected the first 3 that was republished. Romance Road, Bully. by Penelope Douglas was an OG book that I read. I searched high and low to get the original edition, though I also have the newly published. I would love to get my hands on the Until You original, but I do have this one, Birthday Girl and Cadence. I know this one is, not everybody feels the same way, but I absolutely loved it. I'm a huge fan of Penelope Douglas. Then I have a special edition of This Feeling from Kelly Elliott, an OG author that I've been reading for a long time. And that is one of my favorite Funkos. Barbie as a Katrina. And then the Mila Finelli series. Love it. I haven't started her new series. I'm very excited to, but I absolutely love this one. And then we have Silver Elite. I absolutely love this book. It was so good. So I have the paperback, but I also got a special, I think this is a Fairy Loot special edition. It is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And then down here, I have Anna Huang, one of her series that I have to read. And then I have a Hello Lovely special edition of Tempt Me by Melanie Harlow. This was so good. I absolutely loved it. Absolutely recommend it. And another OG, this was a top, if somebody asked me my top favorite books ever, this makes my top 10. Making Faces by Amy Harmon. This was the one that she published eventually, but this is the original one. I was so excited when I found it. It is young adult. I read this 10 years ago, but it is absolutely one that has stayed with me for a very long time. Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. I have not read this. It's top of my list, but I've been a little scared to read it with the angst and stuff, but I'm so it's both excited and scared. Then I have Emily Henry. Then I have some of my original favorites from Colleen Hoover. I absolutely loved Ugly Love and Maybe Someday. I have not read most of her recent books, but her original ones were absolutely amazing. And then I have the special edition from Helena Hunton that I love. And then Wanda and Vision again, absolutely love them. And then we go back up here. I have a special edition. I think this might be a special signing edition from Ava Hunter, Baby Moon or Bust. And then I love him so much. I couldn't find him when I went to Disneyland last year, so my daughter got it for me for Christmas. And then in my villain era, I read J.A. Huss, oh my God, years ago, and these are my top favorite books of hers. And then Ashley Jade, up here, the words. A.L. Jackson, I've been reading her forever. Absolutely love her. And then in the first book bonanza, I got to meet E.L. James. So I have the original series. I went with the original covers, and she signed these for me. Absolutely gorgeous. Cinderella. Then last year was my romantasy era. After reading Fourth Wing, I wanted to get into more romantasy, so I read A Fate Inked in Blood. I still have to read the second book, but this is the original published book, and then I got this Fairy Loot edition, and then this is book 2 that I haven't read yet, but I need to jump on it. And then Just an Illusion, this series by D. Kelly, again, angsty, just oh my God. Two brothers, oh, it was absolutely amazing. And then Hope After Loss by Ember Kelly. Then I have to say right off the bat that my first series by Rena Kent was the Legacy of God series. And I have to say, God of Fury, top favorite book ever. I love this. Lotus Flower with the yellow. So this is the original male cover. And then my daughter did this for me a few Christmases ago, and I absolutely love it. And then down here, I have the original indie published books, and then I have her traditional published books with the sprayed edges outwards. And again, God of Fury, top notch, absolutely love it. I did get the first book in her next series, but I haven't read that yet. So I'm excited to get to it. I love the sprayed edges. And then I also have the special edition. So this is God of Fury, which I had to own. That cover is absolutely gorgeous. And then God of War, I think they came together, which is why I have both of them. But this is the one that I really loved. And then again, I love my knickknacks.
And then Black Swan Affair is also an OG. I read this years ago. Top favorite. And then The Wren in the Holly Library. Yes, I have 2 covers because I wanted to show off both of the covers that it comes with. I'm hoping to read it soon, but I have not read it yet. Then we come up here, and then I love Natasha Madison. I don't have as many of her books, but I am a huge fan of many of her series, but I needed to get this special edition. And then you have Jodi Ellen Melthus, some of my favorite books from her. And then down here, I'm a Sam Mariano fan. I absolutely love her. Again, I know that not many love Untouchable. I know that it has subjects that not everybody is good with. I love this book. So I have the original published version of it, as well as the special edition, which also came with artwork. These 2 came together, which is why I have this. I have not read this, but I am interested in reading it, and there is the artwork for this one. And then I have Forever My Girl by Heidi McLaughlin. If you know, you know. That one was made into a movie. And then Dear Ava by Ilsa Madden Mills. Absolutely amazing book. I love it. And here's one of my OG top authors, right up there with Catherine Cowles, is Corinne Michaels. I have every single book that she has ever written. And then some special editions as well. This is my favorite series of her, Consolation and Conviction, but this is a series that goes together. Again, if she writes it, I will read it. This kind of fell over. This goes with Consolation. Again, Liam, if you know, you know. And again, just to show you guys real quick, here's my senior dog, Maggie. They're always behind me. There is my sweet girl, Mabel, our little terrorist. And then my sweet, sweet Milo over here. Usually they're all close behind. So anyways, then we have Serenade, How to Date a Douchebag, this series. I absolutely loved it. Read it years ago, but it was so much fun to read. If It Makes You Happy by Julia Olivia, such a fun read. Laura Lynn Page, an OG author. Her Fixed series with Hudson, oh my God, absolutely amazing. I loved it. Special edition from Laura Pavlov, Steal My Heart. In Ruins by Danielle Pearl, OG book that I absolutely love. I am a huge fan of Devney Perry. I don't have as many of her books as I would love, but this is one of my top favorite series of her. I absolutely loved it. And then I have the original edition and then the Target edition of Shield of Sparrows. Today is publication day for book 2, and I'm going to pick this up later today. The 7-Year Slip. Then down here, I have Megan Quinn. I love Megan Quinn. I love her books. This series here, the right side of Forever, the left side of Perfect, the downside of Love, and the upside of Falling, absolutely amazing. Locker Room, absolutely amazing. Right Man at Right Time, loved it. And then, of course, I have Game Changer, Heated Rivalry, and The Long Game. Eventually, I will get all of this series because it's just absolutely amazing. Then I have C.D. Reese or Rice. Not really sure how to say her name, but again, OG author. Absolutely love this series. And then I met Holly Renee, and I was only able to get the first 2 books. I don't think the last one was published yet, so I'm hoping to get those. Then you come up here, and M. Robinson is also an OG author for me. I've been following her for a long time. Her Good Old Boys series, this first 4 right here, absolutely amazing. Then it continues with her other writing. Then I do have a special edition of Tempting the Enemy with Heavily Tattooed Bartender. Absolutely amazing. Alita Romig, she writes a lot of mafia dark stories. This was one of her lighter ones. I think she actually calls them her lighter ones. Absolutely loved it. Carrie Ann Ryan, I've been reading her for years. Love her books. And then I am ashamed to admit that I have this series by Kennedy Ryan, but I have not read it yet. Top of my list. I hope to get to it soon. Then I have Before I Let Her Go. Then I have this book, Repeat by Kylie Scott, is one of my favorite second chance amnesia romance. Absolutely amazing. Then I have to talk about S.L. Scott. I absolutely love her. Missing Grace and The Resistance are absolutely amazing. She has a huge library. Absolutely love her. And then going back to some of my OG authors, Unbreakable is one of the first books I read many years ago. Heartbreaking story. Absolutely loved it. And then, of course, Archer's Voice. I have the original cover that took me a long time to find, the hardcover special edition, and then this Larissa special edition that I love. And then I have Alchemize by Cindy Yu. Haven't read either version yet, but I'm excited to. And then here is my Elsie Silver Row. Absolutely love this. Then we get up here and we get, of course, Sierra Simone. Absolutely love her. Her American Queen, American Prince, American King, absolutely amazing. I have a special edition version of those as well as the original. Then I have this series from her, and then her most recent Lioness series, absolutely amazing. And then recently I was able to add these 3 special editions by Carla Sorensen. Absolutely love them. So I have these special editions of the 3 books, The Bombshell Effect, The X Effect, The Marriage Effect, but then I also have these. Highly recommend, definitely go read. I did get this book because I love the cover. I haven't read it. I haven't heard good things, but it's still here. I mean, it's gorgeous. And then we get Love Here. Candy Steiner, absolutely OG. I've been following her for a long time. Love Letter to Whiskey, Revelry, On My Way to You, The Wrong Game, absolutely amazing. And then here's an OG book that has stayed with me forever. The Reckless series. Oh my God. I got to meet this author, so these are signed. Absolutely love these. Just amazing. And then interestingly enough, I read Carter Reed by Tijan many, many years ago, and then I kind of lost her for a minute, and then Teardrop Shot came out and I signed up to read it. Absolutely loved it and have not looked back. So some of my top favorites, if you can't tell. So this is the original indie published book. This was a special edition that I had to own. And again, another special edition that I had to own. And then this was the traditionally published version. I had to get them all. And then top tier also, if you can't tell by all the versions that I have, is the Not Outcast. So this is the OG cover. This is a special edition cover that she did. And then I had to get this one. And then I'm not sure where I got this one from, but absolutely gorgeous. And this was a hardcover edition that she did. So I don't know if you can tell, which are one of my 2 favorite books from hers. And then also going back to Teardrop Shot, I had to get this one. Gorgeous cover. Then this is a hardcover edition. And then this one. I think this might be the original one, if I'm not mistaken. And then I haven't read this one, but I had to get it. Special edition of Anti-Step Brothers. And then Hockey with Benefit. And then just a bunch of series. I will have to say, A Dirty Business. I absolutely love this one. Frisco. Oh my God, the anti-hero. Absolutely amazing. My Brother's Enemy. I think this is one of her most recent ones. Absolutely loved it. And then we go down here and we get to Alessandra Tor. I have to say that my favorite book by her is probably Moonshot, but she is absolutely amazing. I highly recommend some of her books. I have to get into some of her new thrillers, but her old stuff, absolutely loved it. And then one of the Queen of Angst, QB Tyler, absolutely love her. And then I have 2 copies of What Was Meant to Be, Always Been You, and then I have to talk about Marlee Valentine. Marlee Valentine writes queer romances. The majority of what I've read from her are romances, but she did also write a sapphic. I will say that Without You is my favorite book of hers. This is the OG cover, and that is just gorgeous. This is a special edition that I got when I met her a few years ago at a signing, and then I had to get this when this came out. Absolutely gorgeous. And then another book that she wrote that I love, What We Broke. I had to get this edition. And then we come down to Rebecca Yarros. I just, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a big fan of her Empyrean series. So I have 6 versions of Fourth Wing. So this is the, when I got this edition, because the original one that I got is this one with the sprayed edges, but I moved it to this special jacket that I got for it, and so I got one just to put the original. And then this was a special edition that she did with the sprayed edges to match the other books. And then I got this one with that special one. And then I got the one that she released with Iron Flame. And then this is the Spanish version, and then the paperback version. And then down to Iron Flame, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versions. I have the OG one with just the black sprayed edges, and then I got the one with the dragons, and then I have this one to match the one up here, the special jacket. Then I have the Spanish version of Iron Flame, and then the paperback. And then down here I have Onyx Storm, and again I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have the original released. I actually have 2 of those, not sure why. I don't know if there's anything different that I can tell, but I have 2 of those. I think one is the Target edition and one is the original published, and then again the matching one to these. And then I have this one, and of course my battery just died. And then I have this special edition of Onyx Storm. And then down here I have some miscellaneous authors. Rachel Van Dyken, Ruined. I have a few of her books here. And then I have the OG book that I read, the very first indie romance was Falling Into You by Jacinda Wilder. And then a couple other Rebecca Wilder. Oh my God, I can speak. And here I have some Rebecca Yarrow's books. And then Culty by Mariana Zapata. Absolutely loved it. These are probably my top 3 favorite books of hers. Culty, The Wall of Winnipeg, and All Roads Lead Here. This one was very touching, All Roads Lead Here, but these are my top 3. And then special editions of The Last Letter and The Things We Leave Unfinished. And then I saved this box for one of the things that I received. So this is a quick walkthrough of my library. I hope you enjoyed it, kind of getting to know what I read, what I like, what I enjoy spending my time reading. Like I said, I am really open to a lot of different things because I'm currently listening to Triptych by Karen Slaughter, which is the first book in the Will Trent series. So I do try to other genres as well, mix it in. So I do talk about other books, though like I said, most of what I read is romance. And I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough of my library, of the different things that I have, my Maggie girl, and hope that you continue to follow my journey on YouTube. And until next time, stop.